got to connect to the lives. Okay, then you got to move. Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
No, we're not good. Okay. Sorry, we're trying to connect to lives here. We have 3 devices going on. Oh my goodness. Okay. So my name is Pepsy Garcia, and we're here at Baldwin Park at Baker's Bodega Express. We do weekly demos. Occasionally we won't have a demo due to planning or what have you, but we're always here on Wednesdays from 11 to 2, sometimes before 2 or sometimes after. It depends on what we're demoing. Today we're going to demo velvet cakes using Fat Daddy-O pans. And first, before I get into the velvet cakes, I would like to talk about the Fat Daddy-O pans. Okay, everything I use today will be on 20% off. If you buy 1 pan, it'll be 20% off. And if you buy 3 or more, it's 25% off. Okay? And everything I use, we have here in the store for sale. Okay? Hi. Oh, okay. You handle that. Okay. So, Fat Daddy-O pans are very durable. Do you guys use them? They have a large variety. Oh, it's good because we have that thing. Okay. We have a large variety, not we. Fat Daddy-O has a large variety of shapes, sizes, and cake pan options, cookie pan options, cake tarts, everything that you can possibly think of. Now, they're very durable. I've dropped a couple at my house, and I have a very hard floor, and I don't get dents or nothing. So really sturdy. Now, they're anodized. I can't say the word because the Latina comes out in me. Anodized, there you go. Now, what does that mean? Okay. They make these pans at the factory, and then they dip them in a tank of water. Okay? And then they run electricity through them. So they're shocked. Okay, no. Ooh. Okay. Now, what that'll do is it'll seal the aluminum within the pan. So when you're baking, the aluminum does not go into whatever you're baking inside the pan. Okay. Other pans that don't go through that process will. And eventually you will get some aluminum inside your cake and so on. We don't see it, but it is there. Okay. Now, how do I prepare my pan? I use a parchment paper, and then all I do is set the pan itself on a parchment paper. I trace the outside, and then because I don't want to sit there and cut a whole bunch of circles, I'll fold it by the traced line. This is a large parchment paper, but at home we don't do this. We don't have this large. I have little squares. See where the lines all meet, and then I'll just go and cut it. So I'll place this sheet inside the pan. Okay? It's recommended that you spray it with the easy release, which will hold the parchment paper in place, and then it'll also do easy release on the sides. It's recommended. Don't use oils. It has to be the cake release, no olive oil, and so on. To wash these pans, it's recommended to do them by hand, water only, and just do a light scrub. What I do is I leave them soaking, so it'll soften the bread on the crumbs or what have you, and I only get crumbs on the sides, not on the bottom, because of the parchment paper. Malia. And then I'll just lightly scrub it. No soap necessary, or what have you, and it's good to go. Dishwasher, they are dishwasher safe, but you don't really want to use dishwasher. It's recommended to wash by hand.
Can you use Pam?
Yes. It's vegetable oil, I believe.
Yeah. Instead of the
as long as
release.
it's not olive oil.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense? Okay. Now, don't forget, the pans are going to be 20% off today. Okay, for one, and then three, you get 25% off. That's the sale of the month because it's a Fat Daddy month today. I have some cakes in the oven because I want to decorate a red velvet cake today. I'm just waiting for my other half to come out. Okay, now I'm going to move into the cakes. Gordita, tráeme un red velvet y un dark. We sell this here. So this is the bake release. You don't even have to put the parchment with this, but I do. Okay, and then we have bakers here also that they'll line the side also with the parchment paper, which is even easier, and it also decreases the coloring of your cake, the parchment paper. Okay, so this will hold that in place so it doesn't move around. I'll do it today because sometimes I don't do it. Okay. Now, velvet cakes. What are velvet cakes? If you were here last week, we did the extra moist cake. Velvet cakes is an old method that came accidentally. Excuse me. We don't want to eat burnt cake. It was not good. Okay. Velvet cakes was accidentally introduced to us. Okay. Before prepared mixes were out and prepared, you know, the pilgrims or what have you would mix their ingredients and so on. So when vinegar or buttermilk reacts with baking soda, it would cause a fuzz, right? And that's what makes your cake a velvet cake, which causes it to be more fluffy, more soft, and what have you. So that's why velvet cake, okay, because of the reaction. Okay, now here at Baker's Bodega Express, we offer 3 types of velvet cakes. The white and gold. This one is red velvet. The label's cut off, but it is red velvet. And then this one is, again, RK, it is dark. The DRA is cut off, dark velvet, which is chocolate, okay? I'm going to make the white velvet today so that I could show you how to do this and then also convert it into a confetti cake, okay? So we'll do 2 in 1. Okay. Now, before you start, let me lock this. Making your, now, let me talk real quick about these powders. These are professional, the professionals, bakeries use these. So they're not, you know, over the cheapy brand cake. This is a good cake mix. West Coast the brand, did all of the measuring and all of the extra stuff for us. They already put in the baking soda. They put in the vinegar and all, what have you, already in here. A chair, please. So we don't have to do that. The only thing we have to do is on the back, this one will need water, oil, and eggs, okay? So we don't have to have tons of flour and sugar and everything the way us bakers, you know, do. It is recommended that you pre-weigh all your ingredients before you start mixing, okay? And I'm gonna do 2 bags. So I'm gonna do 2 pans. Each bag is 1 pan, 1 8-inch, 1 7-inch, maybe 1 9-inch, or so on. Now, I brought my little scale from home. If you guys saw my live one day, I talked about my scales. This is my favorite. Oh, Janelle Copeland's in the house. Okay. We do not sell this at Baker's Bodega. I bought this at JCPenney's. Oh no, Kohl's, I believe. One day I was just gliding by the kitchen aisle because I'm always in the kitchen aisle. And I saw it, I was like, oh, it's mine. So now I have like 4. What is it? It's a scale. I don't know. I think so. Yeah. I have like many brands, and this one is actually my favorite because I put it in my pocket and I'm gone, and it's very light. And it takes one of those lithium batteries. Okay, so everything on the back of the necessary ingredients are in ounces. So I set my scale to ounces. Oh, yay, I covered it completely. And I already pre-measured everything. Now, eggs are tricky for measuring. Most of the time, the boxes say 3 eggs, 2 eggs, what have you. These say eggs in ounces. So you're going to need 3.2 eggs per bag. So I'm doing 2, so I need 6.4, right? Math. Okay. And what I did is I just cracked a whole bunch of eggs in here, and then you mix them. Okay, you convert into scrambled eggs, and then you weigh it out. Okay, you don't want to do whole eggs because then you're going to get more yolk, more whites than you would in yolk. And that way everything is mixed in and it's weighed. So then I have my 6.4 ounces, and now I'm going to go into mixing. This is the steps I take. I do my water first, then my eggs, and lastly my oils. This may not be the right way. This is just the way that works for me, okay? So I'm going to put the mixer in the center. Malia. This is my daughter, Malia. She's going to be my helper.
¿Cuánto se le pone de agua y de aceite?
Water, it's 6.4 per bag. 6.4 en onzas de agua. Oil is 1.5, so 1.5 ounces in oil, which you always want to use a very light vegetable oil. The lighter the oil, the better your cake, okay? And then eggs is 3.2 ounces, 3.2 onzas de huevos enteros, okay? Now, I can't forget the cake is in the oven. I pour all my water in the pot. This is my way. And I'm going to repeat that because I will get messages later. That's not the right. You know what? This works for me. If it works for you, please let me know.
Before you put the...
Yes. Only because I experienced that every time I put my flour in first and then my water, I always get a big clog on the bottom. I'm gonna scrape in between before I'm done with it anyway, but it softens my process. Yeah, minimizes my work. So all my water is in here. Now I'm going to pour one entire bag. I'm going to slow, which is, this is KitchenAid. This is a 4.5 ounce KitchenAid mixer. So I started on stir. I'm going to leave it on stir until I'm all done. Now velvet cakes, they do need to be mixed for quite a while. If you read the back of the instructions, it'll say, step 1, mix 4 minutes at low speed to incorporate all the ingredients. Step 2, mix for 4 minutes. So that's 8 minutes of mixing, okay? I'm not gonna sit you guys here for 8, well, you guys, yes, but you guys know. I'm gonna pause you guys in between. Okay. I'm just showing you how to incorporate all that. I make sure that my first batch is already incorporated with the water, and then I will add my second bag. And always make sure your little baggies, your whatever pieces are in place. I've had an experience where I cut a tip of a piping bag, and I didn't know where the tip went, and I was at the party, and somebody ended up with the tip in their mouth. I was like, that was not me, that was her. So then I'm going to incorporate the next bag all the way. And it's starting to look like a dough. Can you guys see it? Yeah. Okay, good. like a dough, but it'll be fine. Okay, while that's mixing, I'm gonna check this. Just mix. It's the red velvet. Ay, mamacita. Está hot. O sea, sí. All right. Okay, ahorita le enseño. Okay, then I'm gonna slowly add the eggs, already mixed. My scrambled eggs. And I just do it slowly, little by little. Okay, so the question was, why do I mix the eggs? So, because this is not by whole eggs, porque no es por huevo, un huevo, dos huevos, tres huevos, es por onzas. Entonces quiero que todo el huevo esté mezclado bien, o si no, voy a tener más claras que amarillo. Yemas. ¿Sí? When I want the Spanish to come out, it doesn't want it. Oh, thank you, Hopelessly Sweets. Okay, so, ven, otra vez un poquito más. Le hago en procesos. Ya lo dije en inglés, que lo voy a hacer en español. Para que se mezcle todo entre la masa. A mí personalmente no me gusta tirarlo todo de golpe, porque siento que una área, aunque sea la mezcladora que va a hacer todo el trabajo por mí, siento que una área va a tener más que otro. Y I'm just weird. Okay, now I'm going to do all of it. Now, in culinary school, right? We had to make sure everything was in there, right? That's done. And you want the cake mix to be glossy, a little shiny, but the velvet cakes, you do have to mix it for quite a while, okay? You want to incorporate the air inside it. One thing I did not say, which you mix your cake with the paddle attachment, okay? Not a whisk, because we're not whisking, we're whipping. I mean, we're mixing. So many terms. While this is mixing, I want to remind you guys that we're going to be at CookieCon, February 10th and 11th. Are you guys going? You have to go. Buy your tickets early. I believe this is the third or fourth year CookieCon? Fourth year CookieCon, and the past 3 years they sold out. So buy your tickets early. We will be at booth 310 at the end of one of the aisles, and we'll be doing live demos there also. We're going to have a demo from Satin Ice there. We're going to have Laura's going to be doing some awesome demos. She's going to be doing some awesome demos. I'll be doing some demos, and then I believe we're going to have somebody else. Yeah, Ro from Satin Ice. And oh, maybe Albert from Petite Sweets. Do you guys know him? You were here for his demo, right? So don't forget. And then if you purchase something at the booth, we're going to have a photo booth, which is just like the pictures that you see in the window right there, with the coupon attached for a later purchase here at the store, which would be super cool. And then you're going to see a whole bunch of amazing bakers there. Linda from Little Honey's Bakery is going to be there. Joyce from Toxic Sweets. Yeah, Mimi. Okay, so I already added the oil. That one I just do full, one whole entire dump.
On the both days, are you going to be on booth 310?
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Thank you.
We're going to have some, from what I read in the emails is we're going to have some very known bakers there, decorators. Ron Israel is going to be there. Duff will be there. I'm not sure if I can say who else. Oh, Janelle. Cake Mamas will be there. ¿Puedo decir el otro? Okay, I'll be there. I'm not that famous, but you know. Dígame.
Cuando pesas, ¿tiene que ser junto con el container
No.
o aparte? Eso es.
Yeah. Okay, this is mixing. So the question was, when I weigh my ingredients, does it have to weigh with the container? So yo ya tenía todo pesado, pero lo que hice, so what I did is I put my container on the scale and then I tared it. So this one says 0. This scale says 0. So it's at 0. So only the ingredients are what I'm weighing. Okay? This is cool. Want to see it? So now, I know, right? I'm going to increase the speed to, on the KitchenAid, it's number 4. Okay? And I'm going to try to scoot this over. I'm not Hulk Hogan right there. I'm going to go ahead and take a break right now on the videos and the lives so that I can do something. Okay? I'll take a quick break. We'll be back in about a minute. Otra vez en el live. Okay. So, it took some time, but the velvet cake is already mixed. Now, I'm going to do something which I wasn't going to, but it just came to us by one of the viewers here. Hold on. I gotta be Hulk Hogan again. All right. I'm going to, in between mixes, or right before you're almost done mixing, you want to scrape the bowl. So I have some powder on my paddle. So I'm going to scrape that down so it goes down. I'm going to scrape the sides all the way down to the bottom. If you don't scrape it, whatever you pour in last, or if you pour separate cakes, that cake will be shorter. Okay? It's happened. We went in culinary school. One of the we set up in two per one mixer, and we did a whole. We were doing banana cake that day, and we were doing sheet cakes, but on the cookie pans. And the first baker that poured her cake into the pan was fine. The second baker who poured her cake into the pan, her cake was just literally like super. It was very thin because they didn't mix their batter. Okay, so I mixed my batter, and I'm going to convert this into confetti. So I'm going to put it down, lock my slowly, and usually confetti is rainbow inside. So you can buy these here. They have these here. Because it's Valentine's Day, I'm going to do red and pink only. So what I did is just grab pink sprinkles. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot that we need to preheat the oven. Turn on the oven. And red sprinkles in an empty container. This might not be enough. I just poured, you know, it's up to me, whatever I want. If I want only purple, I only do purple. If I want green, I'll do green. It's your choice. Okay? Mix it. And then I'm going to pour it in here. While that's mixing, I'm going to get my pan ready real fast. I already cut out my parchment circles. I'm going to spray it with the bake release. Do this over your sink. Don't do it over the floor because then you will fall. Sorry, I'm out of camera. Okay, bake release inside sprayed pans. Okay. This will hold my parchment paper in place. Why am I feeling like I'm going fast? One thing I forgot to mention earlier about the Fat Daddy-O pans is on these you would like to lower your temperature on your oven. So your batter says 350, lower it to 325. You want it to bake evenly and slowly. These pans do send the heat into your cake batter evenly, but you want it to do it at a lower temperature. Okay, so just 15 degrees lighter or 10 degrees lighter is ideal. Now, if you're mixing a whole bunch of batter because you want to bake 5 cakes or 3 layers of cake, what have you, it doesn't matter. You want all your cakes to be the same height, right? Now, instead of baking, okay, so I'm going to bake 1 2-inch and 1 3-inch. Okay, now they're both going to be the same size. Okay, instead of baking, oh, this one is 3-inch, I'll bake it high, and then this one, and then when you tort it, you're gonna have all this extra cake, and you're gonna dump it. What are you gonna do with the cake pops? Yay! But if you don't do cake pops, like I don't do cake pops, what do I do with it? I either give it to my neighbors if they're not on a diet. I'll feed it to my dogs. I'll give it to my family. But it's a lot of cake to waste, and I don't want to waste it. So what do? You weigh your batter, okay? Inside the pans, in the back of this label, it tells you how much each pan should have of batter, okay? I weigh mine just because it's easier for me than sit there with cups. You do whatever works for you, okay? Now, again, my brain works in grams, so I have it set to grams. I'm going to scrape this because I don't want to have a huge mess. And I'm going to, this is, I think they're 9-inch. Let me make sure. 9-inch. They're 9-inch. So I'm going to put about 700 grams of batter in each pan. I don't know what the conversion into cups is, so please don't ask me. ¿Sí ve el batter?
¿Se puede medir en cups?
Sí. Yes. Atrás de este papelito tiene todo en vasos. Dice en vasos. Okay, so now I don't want to dump it. The ones at my house, I have handles. Laura, you want to be my handle? So 700 grams, give or take. I think it needs more. Okay, 750. So I'm going to set this aside because I want it to evenly spread. Now this is a 2-inch height pan. 0. Okay. I'm at 680. I want them both the same. So that was 750. I want this one to be 750. Your cake batter should not be more than half of your pan in height. Perfect. So what I mean is, this is 2 inches, 1 inch is half. You don't want your cake batter to be 1 inch. It has to be lower than that, okay? If you want a thick cake and you go for the 3-inch, cool, go for the 3-inch. You could go about to 1 inch height, okay? Because the cake batter rises, and you don't want the cake batter to flow over, or else you're gonna have a big mess in your oven. It's up to you. How much do you like to clean? I don't like to clean. And I can't afford a Molly maid, so I gotta do it myself. Okay. Ya tengo la masa. Es 9. Este es 9. Ideal 8. Okay. Tap it on the table 2 to 3 times just to get the air bubbles coming out. No wonder I hear it. Okay. And because I'm short, I'm gonna put the 2-inch on the top, so I could see the 3-inch one. It's at 325. I'm gonna set it for 25 minutes. And I'll put this one down here. $25 minutes. I'm done with the mixer. Oh, no, I'm not. Okay, now I'm going to go into decorating a red velvet. A red velvet cake. the ones that you typically see in the stores, Costco, markets, what have you. We're going to do it here. A clean area is a clean mind. Usualmente, si lo llena bien, llega al tope.
Pero sería que un poquito más que la mitad.
Oh, yeah. The question was, how high does the batter rise? Depending on the recipe you're using. Okay, these are light and fluffy, so these rise pretty high. Now, it depends on how you cool it down, that they'll go down. I had a boo-boo last night. Anoche hice una equivocación. Tenía tanto sueño que solo quería acostarme. Okay. Entonces le horneé el pastel. Apenas salió del horno, lo saqué y le puse el saran wrap. Yo decía, quiero dormir, me fui a dormir. En la de temprano, cuando lo vi, parecía un dado. And I was so mad because it was perfect. Estaba todo bonito. It was perfect. Por eso vine corriendo a hacer otros más aquí. Saran wrap. Saran. What happened was you have to let it air out. So ideally is when you're letting your cake cool, you want to just put a towel over it. You're sealing the heat in, but you're also letting the excess to escape. I didn't do that. I just wanted to go to sleep. It was like midnight, and I was like, ugh. So I had a cake due yesterday, so Monday night I stayed up till like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning decorating the cake, and my life was over. Okay, so Fat Daddy-O has these cutters, levelers. It's an easy way of torting your cake. You just put the cake flat onto the table and then, oh, come on. It's not gonna work for me. You know what? I'm gonna start it with the knife.
Does the red velvet already have a red dye in it?
Yes, it already comes colored. The dark velvet is chocolate, and then the gold or vanilla is white, which is the one in the oven. Have you guys seen Buddy's Instagram that's going viral right now? Buddy from Buddy Valentino, whatever his name is. He torts his cakes and he's like, chas, like ninja. You haven't seen him? Oh, you gotta see it. Okay. Because I'm gonna do the typical red velvet, like the ones you see in the market with the crumbs on top. I'm gonna keep the top. But I'm just gonna, I don't need that much, but whatever. I'm sorry, what? Yeah. I'll have it right now. I have a lot extra. Laura, ¿me puedes robar un turntable? Turntable? I don't know where they went. This one's still hot. Shoot. You don't want to decorate when it's hot. Okay. Not working. Quiero probarlos. fresh cake. It was literally just came out the oven right before we started the demo. It's still hot. Ideally, you don't want to decorate it hot. ¿Qué te digo? Okay, la IA. Okay, I'm gonna do it with cream cheese. Okay, here at Baker's Bodega, we have two different cream cheeses. We have the filling cream cheese, and then we have the icing cream cheese. Okay, cream cheese. It comes in the It's in the refrigerator. When you decorate with it or you fill it, you want it at room temperature so that you can mobilize it a little better. Because cream cheese is like butter. It gets hard in the fridge, but then it's very nice room temperature, right? Now, depends on your cream cheese. Oh, this one's all right. I'm gonna ice it with cream cheese, so I really don't need to put the border on here. If you're filling with cream cheese, but you're frosting with buttercream, whipped cream, or whatever, you do need to put the border. You guys, you know what border I'm talking about? La orilla del mar. The dam. Okay. So this one's fairly soft. It already was. It already came to room temperature. I feel like it's gonna pull the cake though. It's gonna pull the cake. I'm gonna cheat. Yeah, I could pipe it. That's a good idea. I was gonna put it in the mixer and add some whipped cream to it, but I'll pipe it. Piping bag. You always have to be ready for whatever. Oh, these are wet. Está mojado. Does it matter? It's fine. Huh? Do I need help? Mentally. I need mental health. Does that help? Okay, I'm gonna fill the bag with the. Le voy a llenar la bolsa con el cream cheese porque se me hace que le voy a jalar al pastel y no lo quiero jalar. I was gonna mix it, but not anymore. Entonces, el relleno, el cream cheese relleno, it's a little thicker than the icing. And the icing is, it should be smoother and what have you. It's still hard, and it's still cold too. That would have been beautiful if it just came off. Hey, I've had stories, trust me. I got a lot of stories. You guys got time? I got a story to tell you. I've had cakes fall on me. Do I know you? Oh, are you Virginia? Oh my goodness. So, I got a lot of story to tell if you guys got a lot of time. Okay. So the only reason, like I said earlier, I'm not putting the borders because I'm gonna fill it, I'm gonna cover it with cream cheese, so it's the same, don't worry about it. Oh, the sucker's hard. Jeez. You know, a couple years ago, well, many years ago, when my daughter was, I think in third grade, I want to say. My kids broke my arm. Yes, she did. She tripped me, and I was on skates, and I fell, and I had my son, and I fell backwards. I fell on my arm, and I dislocated my shoulder, and my wrist and my elbow were just gone. So now I feel it. As I decorate, it comes back all the time. So this is really hard for me. And I have, I think I have, what do you call it? No, when carpal tunnel. No, está bien. Si lo quiere tratar, véngase. Mientras mis hijos están vivos, mis manos siempre van a doler. Yeah. And I never broke anything. I never had a cavity. I never had nothing until my kids were born. Then everything went poof. It's like, I'm sorry? My bones started breaking. My life started hurting. Oh my goodness. You know, and I had my kids really young. So, I'm not regretting it. I'm actually really happy. Because we have a lot of fun together. Okay, it's perfect. I like my fillings to be a good 1/2 inch anyway inside my cakes. So this is actually fine. Laura, ¿les dejo probar? ¿Les dejo probar el filling? Oh, thank you for telling me. I was going to do it, but I didn't. Okay, it's okay. Yeah. Okay. What about the icing? Manny? What about the icing? Yeah. Whip it? Okay. I was just schooled.
Can we try your filling?
Huh? Right now, like this? No, this is the filling. Can they taste it? I dropped. Okay. Yeah. Oh. Okay, now the icing. Oh, perdón.
Los pasteles, o sea, ahorita como hiciste el pastel ese y el otro, ¿tiene que ser cara con cara?
Yes.
Sí, okay.
Me olvido de decir lo que hago. Es que también estamos en charla acá. Okay, sí. The cake, I level it on both sides. So this is my top side that's leveled. I put the bottom flat on the board. I fill it, and then the bottom, so the bottom's going to go to the top. Does that make sense?
What if you want to make a 3-layer?
All my cakes are 3 layers. I do it like this, just like this, and then I fill it, and then again, one like this up on the top, the bottom on the way top, so it's flat. Other bakers do it different. This just works for me because it's flat. And the filling will, if it's not filled correctly and it's not filled leveled, your cake will be like this. But the top, since it's flat, it'll level it out. Okay, this is icing, the cream cheese icing. Okay, the cream cheese filling that it's going around right now, it's really good with Danishes. It's excellent for baking. So when you put it in the oven, you bake it with fruit fresh fruits also. Yes, this is the icing, so it's different texture. You do not want to bake this one. This one will come out like butter. If you put butter in the oven, what happens? That's this one. That one you could put in the oven. You could put it on the. Were you here? Who was here? Somebody was here. She was here when we did the puff pastries and so on. That one's ideal. Okay. Now, this one you're gonna put it in the mixer with the paddle attachment. I'll move the mixer right now. Just give me a second. And you. I'm gonna move it right now. Oh. A lot of famous bakeries that do pastries, puff pastries, and so on, this is what they're using. Okay. Now, this does come in the refrigerator, so it is hard because cream cheese it's like a fat or whatever. This is all getting on my nerves. All this mess. No, it's okay. I'm gonna figure it out right now. Sorry, I just have to. Okay. Now I gotta be Hulk Hogan. Lock the mixer. Mix it to get it softened. Soften it up. Make it up pliable to your cake. This was really good. It's sweeter than the other one, so you don't want to. It's up to you. You like sweet, go for it. If not, fill it and cover it. I'm just gonna mix it just to get it to where I can. Can you add stuff to this one, Manny? Like whipped cream or no? Oh yeah. I'm gonna do this one for carrot cake. Like fruits and stuff, or you know? Okay. Do we have some here? It's whipping up really pretty. Can you guys see it?
Yeah.
Do it close up.
Kind of stiff, but it looks like it's softening up.
Can you guys see it? Okay. The mixer shakes it. I promise we're not having an earthquake. Okay. That looks really pretty. Nice and pretty? Okay. Kind of reminds me of those carrot cakes with the orange little things of that. For Easter, I'm doing a carrot cake with the carrot cake mix that we have here. Heaven. Is the mixer in the way? Is it in your way?
No, I'm fine.
Okay. I don't have OCD. I really don't. But that's bothering me. Okay. So I use a flat spatula. If you've been here and I've decorated cakes, you've heard me say it a million times. I use a flat spatula on the sides and then offset spatula on the top. Get rid of it, thank God. That's just how I use it. Laura uses an offset spatula on both ends. Whatever works for you. Done. Oh no. Necesito not my happy day. I would have one for crumbs and I already messed that one up, but oh well. I try to pull the clean icing, and if I get crumbs, I try to take it away, put it onto a clean or a cup on the side or what have you, I always try to use more buttercream or icing or what have you that you think you need, because then you have more room to pull. I try not to go to the cake area. What? So I don't get the crumbs. I try to keep it all on the buttercream or icing. I'm using icing. I hardly ever use icing. And then I'm going to put crumbs on top. So I'm also going to put crumbs as a border on the bottom. So it'll be fine. Oh, yay. Sometimes when I'm decorating cakes and I'm by myself, I'll start talking to myself. Do you guys do that? I'm like, oh, how pretty. Oh. And then all of a sudden somebody will be in the, like, in my kitchen, like living room kitchen, like entrance, and my son will be like, Mom, do we have to take you to the Looneyville? I'm like, okay, I'm not using an offset spatula right now because I couldn't find it. So I do use an offset on the top. That's just my preference. Actually, that's how I learned. So usually you tend to stick to the methods that the way you learn. Unless you try something new and it works for you, take it and run. Cream cheeses, red velvet cream cheese cakes are usually not nice and uniform. The way you would want your cake to look under a fondant. In order to get a nice edge on your fondant, you need to have a nice uniform buttercream topping. So this one doesn't have to be all nice and pretty. In April, March, April, I think in April, I'm going to do a buttercream with fondant topping cake, which you will see how very nitpicky I get with my corners. When I'm frosting my cakes, I get very, I don't want to say the word, but very, very picky, very, very picky. I need to have sharp edges or else I will not cover my cake in fondant. Okay, so buttercream cake, red velvet cream cheeses don't have to be nice and pretty because they usually aren't. I don't know why. And the cake is hot a little, so it's starting. I can see how it's melting. Can you see it? How it's melting in certain areas? Oh, wow. It looks fine? Don't lie to me. I'll fire you, not just like. Oh my goodness. Okay. What happened? Yes. Yes. Oh, it's right about to beep. Sorry. Interruption. I'm not done. I could see it. It's dancing, so I'm not. I should rotate it, but it's jiggling way too much. No way out. Can you see it? Do you see the dancing? That's not good at all. Oh.
Si yo quiero ponerle fondant, nada más que no sea de red velvet, pero quiero ponerle el cream cheese ese y el fondant encima, ¿se puede?
quiere poner esto encima del pastel,
El fondant.
sí, sí puede. Porque you can, right? Yeah, yes, you can. Lo que yo haría es lo metería en la refrigeradora para que se haga duro el cream cheese, pero verá que tiene que tener bonitas orillas, todo bonito. Le mete en la refri media hora a una hora que se haga duro, ya lo saca y le pone el... ¿Este lo ha probado? Sí. Oh, ok. El icing es más dulce. Este es diferente del que probó. Ya. Ese es relleno, ese no puede. Este sí. Ahorita le mando este. So the question was, can we use this cream cheese filling underneath fondant? Yes, you can. Just make sure your edges are nice and pretty. You have your cream cheese the way you want it to look underneath your fondant. Put it in the refrigerator, let it get hard, let it set, and then, okay. It's hot, I can see it. I'm gonna start lifting crumbs, but that's okay, because I'm gonna put crumbs on top anyway. No, the spoons. Okay, now what I'm going to do is with the bellies of the cake that I had set aside, I'm going to crumb some up, but I'm going to... I want the center to look nice and smooth. The outsides, I don't care. I think I need to buy a turntable like this. I have a turntable at home and it really sucks. I think I need to buy me this one. The only thing with this one is you can't wash because you're not supposed to wet this part. It'll get rusty, and then you can't turn them. We had these at school, and some were like, okay. That was just a note. I'm going to crumb up some of the cake. Actually, I just want the soft part, not the top. I'm going to crumb up some of the cake so I can put it on the top of the, I'm sorry, yeah, on top of the iced cake. So it's not a waste, complete waste. The icing, that one. Oh, the icing, yeah. Sometimes I just get confused with all the terms. Icing, frosting, filling, blah, blah, blah. You can make cake pops out of these. Or make your dog sit and feed it. It's so bad for my dogs too, but they love it. This is enough. I'm trying to get only the bottom part, not the crust part, because the crust part's a little, it's harder. Okay. I'm removing the tops. Okay. It's nice and fluffy. You could totally tell the texture on these cakes. Velvet cakes are very fluffy. Cover the ugly edges. And I wanted to show you guys something else before. Something wrong with my oven. It's going grr, 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 grr. I think I gotta check it. Very light and fluffy cake. I do want more. I know it's talking to me. Está hablando conmigo mi horno. Dices que este fat Dario. No. This is really popular right now for Valentine's Day. The red velvets, right? And it's simple, right? Have you done it?
Red velvet?
Like with the crumbs? No?
Not at school.
You've seen them though. You've seen them at the markets.
School we do them like that, but.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because I forget you're a chef. Hey, give yourself some applause. Don't be hating. Just to cover the ugly bottom. Now, if you're gonna take this to company dinner, school, teacher, luncheon, what have you, it's really ideal if you already have it preset to the slices that you want them to slice them. On cakes like this, you're able to do that. Carrot cakes, you can do that. Pies, tarts, you can preset them. And you use this tool, which they have it here in this aisle. And it's a this is so messy. Have you guys seen this? Okay, and it comes with two sides. I don't know, two sides. Why is my phone going? Oh shoot, something happened at my son's school. It's 10 by 5 diameter and then for a 16-inch cake, whatever. 10 or 12 equal slices. Okay, now, what do I want? I want the smaller size, so let's do oh, it says it right here, 10, 12. I want the 12. Am I right? Yes. Now what you want is to center it and then just lightly mark and pull. So it's already marked where they're gonna cut their slices. And let me clean my mess because it's getting on my last nerves. And this is done. Do you guys have any questions regarding velvet cakes, Fat Daddy-O pans, the icing? Thank you so much. My mess. ¿Tienen preguntas? It's heavy. I'm gonna do weight. Simple. You could. This is cool to take, especially for your your kids' school, teachers, the office, whatever. That way they know where to slice it. 12 people get slices, unless they divide it by 2, and that's 24. I love this. This thing is so. It's a lifesaver for tarts. A lot of tarts. Carrot cake, I'll use it again when we do the carrot cake, because carrot cake, you always see it, right? We didn't cut the piece, it was just the bellies. I actually wanted to cut this one. Let me do a quick check on this one. Okay, I'm gonna do a quick check on the velvet because I want you guys to see how the sprinkles came in the confetti. But you have to cut it to see it. I'm done. Actually done. You don't want to show them? Yeah, we. Okay. Yes. We're done with the cake. This is the white velvet with the sprinkles inside. It's getting hot in my hands. ¿Quería usted ver cómo es? All right, now, excuse my mess. You want to check it with the toothpick. The toothpick has to come out clean, or very light crumbs is fine, because while it's still hot, your cake is still baking itself. And if you, the only time you don't want it to come out or take it out is when it looks like this. When it looks, then it's just raw. ¿Qué quiere ver? Toma.
Que si quiero salir en cámara, no.
Está hot. Ya ves, se le como.
Me cuenta.
Okay, I'm gonna check the top one. Excuse me, babe. That's the 3-inch pan. And you also want to check it in more than one spot, okay? Depending on your oven, you might have heat spots. So one side might be baked and the other side might be still a little raw. This one's perfect. Mina, hot behind you. Okay, and ideally, thank you, babe. Oh, I get so scared. I've had so many burns in my hands that I am so terrified of these heat pans. Okay, like I said earlier, don't cover them with saran wrap because I did that. You want to cover them with just a towel, a dry towel, okay? Let it sit. Oh, that for me. Tengo que esperar? You want to let it sit until you're able to touch it, okay? The pan has to be touchable. Then you release it. And the way you release it from the pan is with a thin spatula. It could be offset, it could be, you know, straight, it doesn't matter. You're going to slide it onto the side and then touching the pan. It must be touching the pan or else you're going to cut your cake. You're just going to release it from the side and then all you're going to do is flop it over and your cake will come out like nothing. Okay, I know Virginia does that, right? Because I know she bakes a lot. Then you make sure your cake is completely cool before you tort it. When the warmer your cake, the more crumbs you're going to get. Okay, so you want to make sure your cake is completely cool before you tort it. If you're going to save it or freeze it, saran wrap them. This one is saran wrapped twice. I can open this. This is a chocolate. We can taste this one. This one I baked last night. I did let it cool before I saran wrapped it. I want to see if I can open it before it tucks me.
You saran wrap it twice?
Yes, I'll show you.
For how long can you keep it in the freezer?
Frozen, I think it's 30 days.
How long can you keep it in the freezer?
I think you can keep cakes frozen for 30 days, right, Manny?
The ones we have are 6 months.
Oh, okay, 6 months. You can freeze for quite a while.
Just with saran wrap?
Yeah. Just make sure you don't have any air bubbles. I mean, air holes. So the reason why I saran wrap it twice, I'm trying to open it so that I could show you guys why. Usually I'll just cut it open. Okay, so I saran wrap one and I could see a hole here, an escape. So I see this little escape hole right here. So then because of that, I'll saran wrap it where that one is. And that's why I saran wrap my cakes twice. Or else I wouldn't.
Up to 6 months?
You can saran, I mean, frozen, they last a long time. I've never froze my cakes for longer than a week, maybe. But like if I have 4 wedding cakes next week, I'm not gonna bake everything on Monday. The week of, I'll bake as I have time. I'll start baking them, freezing, bake, freeze, and I label. I'll label my. I don't use Sharpie on my saran wrap because it does tend to go through. Although Sharpie's non-toxic, you could still decorate and whatever, right on food safe items with Sharpies. I just don't do it. I'll put a paper and then I'll saran wrap over paper.
Tiene que estar el pan bien frío para que se pueda poner en el plástico y meterlo al refrigerador.
Ideal tiene que estar ya a temporada.
La temperatura.
What do you say? Room temperature. Huh? Temperatura del aire or whatever, del ambiente. Ideal. Es que como, no sé si me entendió, anoche yo horneé un pastel y tenía tanto sueño que solo quería irme a dormir y apenas salió del horno le puse el saran wrap encima del pan y cuando me desperté en la mañana estaba hundado. Uf, parecía hundido. ¿Ya ves? My Spanish doesn't.
Entonces, si yo
Le
quisiera,
trapé mucho el caliente, el aire.
si quiero hacer un pastel, por decir, lo tengo para la semana que entra, ¿lo puedo hacer antes y refrigerarlo?
Sí,
¿Sabe mejor o
sabe igual
¿Sabe igual?
y todavía es fresco.
Ah, ok. Es lo que tenía esa-
En el freezer. No sé cuál es ese, el freezer. Que
Y ya
como
nomás,
dice mi suegra, ¿le frizaron?
y ya nomás cuando lo voy a decorar lo saco para que se descongele.
Le
¿no?
pone, sí, ok. Todo depende de usted. Yo tengo amigas que los decoran ya todavía congelados, hecho hielo, los decoran. Y tengo amigas que los bajan a temporada, al temperatura. ¿Ya ves? Sí es más fácil porque está hecho piedra y no se te va a salir ninguna amiga. Pero es preferencia de usted. Sí sabe igual. Porque hay hasta... Okay, I'm going to end my lives, you guys.
You're still live on the
Instagram. Oh, on this?
you're still live on this, yeah.
Oh, cool. And okay. Yo tengo pastel para el sábado, le horneo el lunes o el martes, depende en cuánta cantidad tengo yo. Okay, so if I have cakes due on Saturday, I will, depending on how many I have. If I have more than 6, I'll start baking Monday and I'll continue baking on Tuesday. If I have less than 6, I'll bake on Tuesday. Monday will be my day off.
Do you ever just bake them in advance just so that
Weeks in advance, I have.
just have like a stash of cakes?
No.
No?
Oh yeah.
You do that?
Especially if I have like a quince cake and a wedding cake, and like it's a lot of cake. I do my cakes 3 layers, 2 fillings, and then depending on how many. I haven't gone larger than 6 tiers. I think 6 tiers was my largest cake. The quince cake, the one Jimena was 6 tiers, no? I think it was 5 or yeah, I'm not sure. I bake 2-3 weeks in advance and just freeze it. Make sure you label, because when you have champagne cake, white velvet, extra moist white cake, they all look the same. Frozen, they all look the same. Make sure you label them and freeze them.
Okay, you know, once you freeze it, it doesn't come out like icy and then it damages the...
It doesn't
get
damage it at all.
sweaty or anything in the bottom of the cake? No? Okay.
Have you ever seen the frozen cakes that we sell here?
Yeah,
Yeah, same thing.
same thing?
It's just like when you freeze them at home.
Oh.
As long as you bring them down to temperature and then you freeze them.
Oh, okay.
So this one I could freeze already.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna slice this. Oh, can you wipe it down real quick so I can slice it so they can see how it, okay. Yeah, but they're still hot. You know, I don't know about you, but when I was in culinary school, my arms it looked like a football field. They had lines of burn marks.
One that's already healed, but this one was really bad.
You know, when I used to work at Wendy's, I think I told you, the French fry oil popped on my hand. And I had a nasty brown mark here. Okay, I'm going to end the live, but we can continue chatting as we go, okay? Thank you, everybody. And